Hey, happy Friday. It's a beautiful day. Oh, hello, bumblebee. Oh, I am not a flower. I'm sitting right by flowers. I love that. Anyway, happy summer solstice weekend. What are your plans for the solstice? What you doing? Oh, by the way, my name's Kayleigh. If you're new to my channel, hi. If you're coming back, welcome back. I'm grateful for you. So solstice on the 20th, the beginning of Cancer season. Jupiter will be going into retrograde. Going back into Aquarius, so that'll be interesting. Oh man. There's so much that I want to say, but honestly, I'm going to not really talk about the astrology right now. I just feel like that particular area I just need to do more study in and narrow my focus before I really start trying to talk about it. It's still just too new for me, but I can say that Cancer season, this is all about our emotions. This is all about taking care of our own emotions. How do you nurture yourself? How do you take care of yourself? It's gonna be a wild one. For this weekend reading, I am using the Druidcraft Tarot. These cards are really big. I have to shuffle them like sideways. So we'll pull 3 cards for the weekend. Oops. Aw, Princess of Cups. This deck is really beautiful. It feels really awkward for me to shuffle, so I don't bring it out on camera often, but I think I finally got the shuffling down, so. Maybe I'll do a special reading tomorrow for the solstice, just because. We'll see how I feel. That's such a Cancer thing to say. We'll see how I feel. That's funny. Cancer's a highly psychic sign, by the way. It's not just about strong emotions, it's about feeling everybody else's feelings. Okay. 3 cards for Cancer season. What do we got? I like cards that jump, honestly. It's my favorite way to read. You can see my face, but you can't see the cards. Two major arcana. Alright, come on. One last card for Cancer season for this weekend. Okay, I'll take two. Wow. Okay. Four cards, three are major arcana. And on the bottom of the deck, a fourth major arcana. Do you know the chances of that? Unreal. Unbelievable. Death. Underlying theme of this weekend. Well, there is an ending. We're ending spring and beginning summer. This also implies that there's some kind of transformation occurring during this time. Transformation for the better, hopefully. We'll come back to that. So the first card that came out is Rebirth in reverse. Second card that came out is Cernunnos, which is the devil, or Pan. And the last two cards that came out together was the Chariot in reverse. There's your Cancer energy right there. And the Nine of Cups, which is the Middle Deacon of Pisces, upright. Damn, son. Okay. Whew. So Rebirth in reverse. This card in particular is actually referring to the winter solstice. But in general, on a more esoteric sense, this in the regular tarot is your judgment card. So this is about answering the calling. And interesting, actually, there's death on the bottom. And then rebirth. But rebirth reverse. So this is about answering our calling. Maybe it's not quite time yet to emerge. Maybe it's not even time to talk about our calling yet. Maybe this is something that's still brewing under the surface. And that sun just got really, really hot. Like I've burned the last few days, so like I'm like, fuck, I need to cover up. So yeah, maybe there is something happening right now. It's more important to keep it to ourselves, to stay a little bit secretive about it, which is definitely a Scorpio theme. Or maybe perhaps you're ignoring your calling, not paying it attention. Second card out, Cernunnos, the devil. This is about taking responsibility for our sexual energies, our vital energies. This is about understanding the nature of our power, the fact that we have a lot of it. Being aware of that and using it responsibly. In the image of the card, you see the High Priest and the High Priestess with Cernunnos in the background. They have just come into union and now are sleeping in the woods. So it's as if they're completely unaware of this entity that's right there. And it's not a negative entity. This type of energy, Pan Cernunnos, has been completely demonized by the church, by Christianity. It's not a negative energy, but if it is abused, if it is misused, or we're not responsible with it, it can be used against us, and that's where the actual negativity comes from. So this is about taking responsibility and making sure that we're not caught unawares by something. The sheep are yelling. I wonder why. And then we have the Nine of Cups. This can be a really beautiful energy. This is actually the King of Cups character enjoying his nine cups. This is very much about emotional and material fulfillment. This is about somebody that has taken charge of this energy and put it to really good use, to find that fulfillment. Like in the picture, he's grinning. He's happy as fuck, man. He's got a big fish. That's funny because this is the middle decan of Pisces. That's clever. Anyway, he's got a big old fish. He's got 9 cups. There's nobody else in the picture though. So perhaps this is even finding contentment on your own. And then we have the Chariot in reverse. I read this card a little bit differently from most readers. This is Cancer energy. Typically indicates victory over something, bringing two things that seem to be opposite and making it work for you. It's also a motherly energy, as it's Cancer. But in a Chariot, yes, it represents movement, so maybe you've decided not to move forward on something, but being that it's a chariot, it follows in the ruts of the past chariots that have gone before it. So it's not necessarily going on its own way. It also implies, being that it's Cancer, an armoring. It's interesting though, the artwork in this particular deck, she's not wearing armor. So that's kind of cool, actually. So in the Rider-Waite, in the Thoth, in the Golden Dawn decks, the figure, they use a man and he's wearing armor, which to me implies steely emotions and not allowing inner emotions to shine through. However, she's not wearing armor, so I can't really say that necessarily about her. That's interesting. Anyway, being reversed, that to me says going in your own direction rather than following the path that's been set ahead before you by others. Oh, hello, butterfly. Coming out with the 9 of Cups like this, to me, that says chasing your own fulfillment. Be damned what other people say or think. And actually, this could be another way you could look at this is actually falling into addiction and filling a void because you don't feel like you are being nurtured in some way, or you're not able to properly nurture yourself, so falling into excess, which could be another reason why Cernanos came out. If that is you, you are following into excess, which is another thing that Scorpio could indicate, which would make sense actually if you're not following your calling. Instead of following your calling and doing what you're being asked to do, you're maybe drinking more or looking to escape more or smoking too much weed, or Scorpio is hard drugs. You could be falling into that kind of a pattern, in which case Cernunnos is coming out to warn you that if you're sleeping on this energy, you're about to get a lesson in why it's not a good idea to sleep on that energy. So there's something this weekend that you really need to pay attention to. That's probably right in your face and has been nudging you. Something that has come up before. And if you really think about it, it should be obvious. Well, you probably don't even need to really think about it. It should just be obvious. Cernunnos is asking you to take responsibility for that. Chariot reversed. Could be saying to not run away. Don't run away from whatever it is. Nine of Cups is usually a really beautiful energy, but depending on the other stuff with it, However, at the end of this, once you do pay attention to whatever it is that's calling to you, literally, there's a dude with a trumpet, okay? Whatever it is, there's a promise of transformation at the end. And I did just see a butterfly. Cross my path. So pay attention to whatever things come up, especially leading into the solstice, on the solstice, right around the solstice. There may very well be, with Jupiter turning retrograde, something really big that makes it so you have to change direction from whatever it was you were doing before, whatever direction you were going before. Cernunnos coming out is a promise. It's a promise that as soon as you do take responsibility for that, whatever it may be for you, you will be supported. You will be supported by powerful forces. Yeah. That's your weekend reading. Have a good weekend. Enjoy the solstice. Have a good one.